Just had a lot more people asking me questions about Japan, perhaps been to Japan before and loved it, or a place you've always wanted to go to. And a lot more people are interested in semi-permanently living in Japan, retiring in Japan, or taking a gap year or a grey gap year in Japan. The main reason for the huge amount of interest of late is the yen has fallen so much, meaning prices have gone down comparing to other currencies. Everything is so cheap now. Everything is really cheap in Japan. And there are many other reasons. That's one reason. And of course the main reason is that you can get a free house, absolutely free, if you know. It's like anything else in life, isn't it? It's easy when you know how and you've got the information. And this is what I do. We send people, well, we can give you a list of akia, which is the Japanese word for abandoned house or free house. And the area that we are building a community of expats or gaijin is called Atami, which is 45 minutes from Tokyo. So it's just outside Tokyo. You're never going to get these free houses in Tokyo. Will not happen because the value is too high. But just outside Tokyo, there's a big radius all around Tokyo where there are free homes, abandoned homes. I'll go through briefly why this is the case. It's because the population of Japan is falling by about 1 million people every year, and there's a culture in Japan that they like new homes. I think it's absurd, but they're still building millions of new homes in Japan while the old ones just are left completely abandoned. I think it would be far better to do up the old ones, but they don't like doing up old houses. They prefer to build a new one. So they're building all these millions of new homes. Population is falling by 1 million people every year. There are loads, huge amounts of abandoned homes that are perfectly good, and they just get left to ruin. Doesn't take much time for nature to take over, and they just get completely ruined, too far gone. I think you're doing a good thing by maintaining it. Keep cleaning it, maintaining it. Stop nature taking over and stop it going completely derelict. It's a good thing. What is involved? So I get someone contact me. I'm interested in semi-permanently or looking, choosing out. I want a free house in Japan. And a lot of people really have to try, and they say to me, I'm not going to be living there full time, but I just want to go there for an amount of time every year, or maybe do a couple of years there. And that's completely fine. There's a cheap Chinese airline, which a lot of people are finding it hard to find. They say, where is it? I can find it on Skyscanner or this and this. I can't find it. Send me an email. I'll help you find the cheap. You need 300 and something pounds. I just booked some flights. We just booked flights to Japan early in the new year. I'm filming this at the end of 2025. Going to Atami soon. And yeah, it's very, very cheap. The cheap Chinese, it's like the budget airline. It's like EasyJet or Wizz Air. It's like all the really cheap budget airlines from London to Tokyo to Narita, and you get a return flight, no problem at all. I'd say 90-day return visa, but you might only be able to take a couple of weeks off, whatever your situation. But 90-day tourist visa is dead easy. You can get that. So get a 90-day return flight, £300, £150 each way. Very, very cheap flight, and you can do that multiple times a year. It's not going to break the bank. When you get to Narita Airport, there's ways of getting very cheap travel on the trains. I can teach you some life hacks with the trains, and you can get the fast train into Tokyo. Spend some time in Tokyo. There's some life hacks. Very cheap living in Tokyo. Very, very cheap. I mean, food is so cheap. That's not a life hack. You don't need extra inside information for the cheap food. 100 yen sushi bar, gyudon, all different dons, which is like nice food on rice. It's so cheap and good quality, healthy, good food. Japanese diet is best in the world. I love seafood. So you can get very cheap food in Japan. Go to the nice supermarkets, very cheap. And if you just need accommodation for a short time before you've chosen your home, I recommend either the capsule hotels or the internet cafes. They're so cheap. Now the life hack with the internet cafe is it's very cheap to get a night package, like 12 hours, like a hotel, cheapest possible hotel you could imagine. Where you get a little room with just there's no bed, but the floor is like soft. You're standing on where you sleep. You just sleep on the floor. You got a computer there, big TV, loads of entertainment, all there, internet, earphones, all that is there, because you're just cubicles all next to each other. And then you've got communal showers, bathroom, communal eating area. There's manga there, manga cafe and all that. The life hack is it's very, very cheap just for the bed, just for the room. That's what you need. And then they make money off you ordering food. You can order food and have it delivered to your room, or order drinks, all these extras, pay for the manga and or renting, I don't know, all these different things. So don't do that. Just go for the room only and go out and eat. You get a key to put your bag, put your stuff. That's where you're going to sleep tonight. Now go and enjoy finding good places. Kiki, not that way, this way. Good girl. Good girl. So you can do that for a short time while you look at homes. And then when the time is right, if you want to come to Atami, this is the place we're building a big expat community. It's not just Brits. It's mainly Brits, but Americans, Canadians, Australians, New Zealand, people from Europe, and people from and loads of other Asian countries as well. There's loads and loads of Gaijin choosing homes in Atami. Now, Atami near the sea level is not what I would recommend, because there's a tsunami risk, and it's still, you're not going to find IKEA there. It's a really beautiful place. It's a nice seaside resort. Not many empty homes you can get for free. It's a really nice place. The station, it's a Shinkansen station, so you can get Shinkansen all over Japan very, very cheap, very fast. And the station itself's got free onsen. You come out of the station, and I've used that onsen. It's beautiful. Onsen is hot springs. The volcano heats the water, and it's really relaxing, beautiful. So all around it, it's a nice place to be. Hotels, restaurants, shops, nice built-up area. But you're not going to find any IKEA there. You have to get up quite a high elevation. Now, you could walk it. I mean, I love mountaineering, I love walking. You could get a little taxi, bus, there's all sorts of options, or you could rent a car, something like that, motorbike, whatever you like, to get up there. The higher up you get, the more IKEA there are. You get a certain level up, and the way I'll describe it is, in Atami town itself, or the city itself, I mean, pretty much all the properties are occupied. It's very rare you get one unoccupied. You get a little bit further up the mountain, maybe 3 out of every 5 are occupied, maybe 2 empty properties for every 3 that are occupied. Now, you get a bit higher up again, it's 1 in 2. Every other property is occupied. And then you get further up the mountain, which I like. It's quieter, beautiful. And there's so many homes been built up there. It gets to the point there's 1 in 10 are still occupied, and then it gets to the point 1 in 20 are occupied, and all 19 empty homes for every one that's still occupied. And they're really beautiful, high quality homes back in the 80s and 90s and even 2000s to an extent. Loads of people built beautiful holiday homes. There's some built them as their main home they will live in, but a lot of them were built as second homes for rich cats in the city. They've mostly grown old and died. Their next of kin is not interested in inheriting them because they don't want to pay the land tax and inheritance tax, and they become IKEA. And there's loads of them. The place I can show you where a lot of us are building an expat community is, 1 in 20 homes are still lived in by some old person. I'm sorry, but it's not nice to say this, I'm taking this lightly, but they're going to be dead soon. And their house, the 1 in 20 that's still lived in, is going to be IKEA. Now, some of them might be still a second home that people do come to, and you can tell that. You can see if someone's been there in recent times, not if it's been well maintained. But then you have to do the checks, and I can do the checks. A lot of people go looking, I think I found an IKEA I like, I'm going to start change the locks. No, you've got to check first. You have to check on land registry. You need to speak Japanese. You could probably use AI and things these days, but I'll help you. We check land registry, who is down as the last owner, or still the official owner. And then you want to check, have they deceased? Are they alive still or not? Now, if they're alive, obviously it's not IKEA, it's not abandoned. If that person has deceased, when did they decease? And you can do, there's a few other steps after that. You can tell it wasn't claimed by the next of kin. So the person who was the last person down on land registry as owning that property has died. It's been a certain amount of time. No one's claimed it as their own. There's a good chance, not conclusive, but there's a good chance that is IKEA, meaning you can occupy it. There's many other steps that we have to go through. And when you get to the point, yes, and there's a very high chance the home that you've chosen will fit this bill. Yes, I'm happy now to say I'll get you in there. I use lock pick techniques or get in somehow. Now, many times I've found keys inside. We'll do a search. I mean, we're looking for all sorts of things. If you find, we found a couple of sets of keys, usually in a jar or something on the mantelpiece, as most people do around the world. The spare set of keys right there. You don't need to change the locks. But if we can't find a set of keys, okay, change the locks. It won't cost much. I'll do that. It's all part of the service you're paying for. We'll change the locks, front and back door, give you 2 sets of keys for both. This is now your property. Kiki, come on this way. So you've got the keys. Now, there's a lot of things you need to do then. I'm sure the place is full up with a lot of stuff you don't need. Now, you could just pile it all into one room. You've got to tidy up, you know. It's dusty. Perhaps no human being has been in there for years. So it's dusty, might be mouldy. I'm not saying it's going to be that bad. You know, you don't want to choose a place that needs lots of structural work. There's so many to choose from. There's millions to choose from all over Japan. Choose a place that doesn't need any structural work as such, but it just needs a clean. A really, really good clean. And you'll find cleaning equipment in it all the time. Every one I've ever done. There's mops and buckets, rags. There's a whole cleaning cupboard. It might be all old stuff. It's fine. But it's disinfectant. All nicer cleaning materials. But if not, go and buy a few more cleaning, nice new cleaning equipment. Disinfectant. I like nice stuff. It's usually wooden floors throughout and nice wood floor cleaner. Make it all smell nice. You spend a good day's work, maybe a couple of days cleaning top to bottom. It's very enjoyable. It's really good timed. Clean it. It's top to bottom. Start at the top and work your way down and clean everything. Throw rubbish away. As I say, you could find a storage cupboard or shed to put all the things in you don't want. You could hire a K-truck or hire a skip. A company will come and take it all away and throw it away. Or what we have done in the past is, one client had the idea, he dug a massive hole, did it with a shovel. There was shovels and tools, pickaxe, everything was in that mattock. It was all in this outdoor shed. It's all old. Dug a bit, spent a whole day digging a big hole, and it was right at the back rear of the garden. It was all just waste and brambles, and he put all the stuff he didn't want into this hole. The wooden stuff he didn't want, he burned, chopped it all up, put it. There was a big firewood section there, all nice dried out. Well, he put the new stuff, tables and chairs, anything that was wooden, put that in with the firewood, chop it all up with the firewood, anything that burned like that. And he's got a nice, clean, new, empty home now. And then the exciting part is going scavenging. As I said, this mountain is full up of empty properties. Perhaps 1 in 20 are still lived in. Just an old person who's going to be dying soon. You can go scavenging the empty homes. I know this sounds bad, it sounds wrong, and people who haven't thought this through are going to criticize me for this. You can't do that. David Silver is really promoting illegal behavior or something. I am not. I wouldn't do it if it was wrong. If there's any loss, harm or injury, I understand people's objections because we're looking through deceased people's homes. But I maintain that this home is just going to go to wreck and ruin. I do the checks, you know, has the last owner on land registry deceased? Has anybody come to claim it? No one's come to claim it. If there were any family next of kin wanted it, they would have by now come and got what they want. If it was their old dad or their uncle or their mum or their aunt or something like that, or sister, they would have, any family things they want to keep, they would have come and got it already. They probably did get any jewellery, anything they wanted to keep, pictures, anything they really was important to them, they would have got it already. And they've just left this place to go to wreck and ruin. IKEA. It is abandoned. If you want to get a fridge, freezer, if you want to get a microwave, a rice cooker, a coffee maker, if you want to get table and chairs, toaster, kettle, anything that you find in the kitchen, pots, pans, plates, all the different lovely china cups and saucers, the cutlery, you know, everything's there to an abundance. It's all there just going dusty. It will all go to ruin. You can go scavenging. Only take the best. Don't be a hoarder. Don't end up with loads of this is worth something, this is worth something. It's not really. Everything in Japan is so cheap. Falling population. As I said before, bicycles, cars, all these things are so cheap because there's an abundance of them. People are dying and they leave all these things. You can go and find bicycles, motorbikes, cars, old vehicles, boats. All these things are getting abandoned. But mainly for fitting out. I say you've got this lovely clean home that you've chosen. It's all nice and empty. Polished floors, cleaned. You've got new sets of keys, changed the locks. Now you want to furnish it, whatever style you like. Spend days or weeks. We go together in a little K-truck. K-truck is a little white truck with the open back on it, looking for furniture. And every time we go out, we come back with it full of nice things. You can find all sorts when you go scavenging abandoned homes and buildings. Not just homes, buildings, businesses, schools, warehouses, hospitals, doctor surgeries, any old office buildings. You can go and look and you can find it. That's a nice chair. That's a nice... Oh, look in the kitchen here. There's some interesting things. I'll take these. Oh, there's a whole tray of... you can... Whatever you need to furnish your home. It is realistic. It is possible. We are doing it. It is not wrong. As long as it's not wrong. That's the critical thing. As long as nobody loses anything. And that is the critical. That's where we draw the line. There's no loss, harm or injury. If this stuff has been abandoned, when someone's abandoned something, they have relinquished ownership of it. So if you're interested, like these people, I'm going to play some clips now. These people are interested in moving to a tammy. The house you're looking at is a tammy. They're not necessarily going to be living there full time, but they've got it as an option to go to, get £300 flight whenever you like. I'll just finish off talking about visas. Tourist visa, 90 days. Is the best. Just go there 90 days at a time or less. You might want to go for 1 month or 2 months. But if you did want to do a prolonged period, a gap year or a gap 2 years, I love the sound of the grey gap year. You know, you've worked hard for years and now you're in your latter years. You want a grey gap year or 2 years. You can get a J-Find visa. If you research J-Find visa, you're going to say, oh, that doesn't apply to me. I can't get it. I can help you get it. I can help you get this. Now, it does say you need to have qualified from a top 100 university in the last 5 years. And you think, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me. I did mine years ago or whatever. Well, I can help you. You can buy a degree off the degree mill. So that you're answering the question correctly. You say, yes, I did. No, you just say, yes, I've got this degree from this university, one of the listed universities. And you're telling the truth. And it makes a bit of a mockery of the whole getting a degree system. But you are telling the truth. You can do this. You can get a 2-year visa. And in that 2-year visa, there's a few other things. You need to show a certain amount of savings. It's not much. You need to show you've got a certain amount of money in your account. You've not got a criminal record, nothing like that. There's a few other things. You have to make sure that you meet all this criteria. I can help you get a J-Find visa, F-I-N-D. Japan Find visa. You can get a 2-year visa. Now, if you wanted to do 2 years in Japan, choose a home, start the process off, and you could spend time making that home really nice in the community of all the expats. I want to build an expat community up the mountain of Atami. It's only 45 minutes from Tokyo. Beautiful place, and time is on our side. The more time goes on, there's more empty homes. Some of the homes there we've looked at. I say yeah, everyone chooses that one. They all want to look at that one. I'm sorry, it's still, the owner's not deceased yet, but we don't know where the owner is. He's never been there for a long time out, and I think as soon as he dies, that'll be a really good choice. But there's a few homes like that, and very soon I'm going to keep checking. As soon as one of these amazing homes that everyone wanted becomes available, I'll let you know. I'll say, look, there's a couple people who've been into this home, but they've chosen another place. This one has now become available. I can help you. You are squatting there. The law in Japan is if you squat for 10 years, prove you've occupied it for 10 years, then you can claim it as your own. But I tell all my clients, if you've successfully had it as your home and you've been going there regularly for 10 years and you don't have to pay any land tax or any kind of tax at all, once you've claimed it as your own, then you're liable for land tax and things. Yeah, you could sell it again if you want one, you've claimed it as your own, but nobody's interested in buying it. It's a falling population in Japan. Why would they buy off you and they can go and get one for free? So I'd say just make your presence there. Make it obviously look like it's not IKEA. You've made it now. Anyone just going, well, that's not, okay, no point in going there. That's not abandoned. You know, you can tell the entrance you can tell if somebody hasn't been there for years, or if someone has been there for years. If it's obvious, no, that this is not abandoned, look, no point looking at it, no point doing the checks on that. So make it look like it is not abandoned, it is yours. After 10 years, you've got the option of claiming it and putting your name as land registry. I'd say don't do that. You can if you want, but I'd say don't bother. If you've had no problems for 10 years, you can have no problems for the next 10 years, 20 years. It's just your home. I can help you. Send me an email. Now watch these clips.
Sure.
Than it was. We're in a different position in our lives. We're getting closer to retirement and looking to spend more time away.
And it's just life's a little different in Japan, I'd say, or very different in Japan. It can be very tranquil, or it can be really just frenetic. But the fact that you have that choice is great, where you can just spend all day doing, not doing nothing, but just doing things you really want to do and doing them at a slow pace. Or you can go to Tokyo or Osaka and, you know, have at it.
That's really one of the things. Now that we've had quite a few trips here, and the ease of getting around and just doing different things within just a couple days, that's something that you can do in a lot of other places that you visit. So.
Sure, yeah, it's very well connected, especially city to city, and the trains, you know, we're driving today, but I think if you guys end up buying a house here,
We'd be an hour from Tokyo, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like on any given day, you could just go into Tokyo.
Yeah.
You don't even have to look at the train schedule. There's only a Shinkansen every 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Great. Cool. So what has been your experience like in looking for homes here in Japan?
Well, I think we've had a really good experience thanks to you. You really facilitated made this process a lot easier. I look back.
I'm certainly a novice. This is only my second trip of actually looking at houses. It's kind of like when you go through Netflix and there's just too much content to look at. It's just there's too many houses and the variety is so wide.
Sure, if you're looking.
Now the question comes up, do you get utilities turned on? You've chosen your home, it's a nice place, you clean, empty home, you go scavenging, you get nice furniture, all the kitchens full of what you want, you make it as you want it, this is your holiday destination, or you can live there semi-permanently if you like. You've got this lovely home that's yours now. Do you turn electricity on? I would say no. You don't want the extra expense. Nearly always water's on. You can get water turned on. There's usually a stop clock somewhere, tap. I can go and turn it on. You've got mains water on. It's free from the mountain. It's beautiful, clean spring water from the mountain. For gas, there's no piped gas in Japan, very rarely. So it's always gas bottles. Yeah, that's an expense you'll have. Every year you go and refill your gas bottles. The expensive way is someone comes to the house with a van and refills it, big truck. Or you can transport them in a vehicle and refill them very cheap. Refill them every winter. And that's cooking, heating water, having nice warm bath showers, heating the home. Electricity, I'd say do not turn on, because technology's advanced so much now. To live off grid is nice and easy. The new solid state batteries are such amazing power density for the weight and size. A couple of those, one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in the bedroom, one in, you have the hallway. You could have a couple of those and a couple of fold out solar panels on the roof. The really good fold out solar panels, they're portable. You take them with you every time, or you could fold them away and store them away somewhere safe if you like when you leave and you go back to your country where you came from. But I say don't turn on electricity. You've got an extra bill. I say live off grid with solar panels and battery banks. And these battery banks are so good. I know someone, he's got one of these little battery banks and he puts it in a bag. It's quite a big bag, it's not a small bag. But he goes to a coffee shop, he goes shopping every day, he goes into a Tammy coffee shop or has some food, and he just plugs it in. It's a couple of hours, you're fully charged. And he does that, and then he goes home and swaps it for an empty battery bank, does it again the next day with an empty one. And that's another way you can get extra power. And if you drive a nice electric car, I like the Nissan Sakura is a really good little electric car, and it's got a big solar panel on the roof, big battery. As I say, technology is getting better all the time. I'd say live off grid. Don't pay electricity. You just pay to have your gas bottles filled up. Water's free. You're off grid. You've got a beautiful home and a beautiful life. And you can either, just like we do, we spend some time in the UK, some time in Japan. You can too. I can help you. If you're interested, book a consultation with me. We can go through everything.